Inside Sports is in 10 minutes, but before that, here on BBC One Northern Ireland, slightly later than billed, the Crimewatch update.
Hello, welcome back. The phone lines have been very busy, especially on our first case in which a man who poses as a policeman to rob 82-year-old Margaret Breers. It was an attack that killed her, all for just £16.
Who is it?
The police. There's an intruder in your back garden. Give me £10 and I won't hurt you.
I said, please don't hurt me. I'm nearly 83. Please don't hurt me.
Well, DI Chris Sefton is here. Good night.
An excellent night, yeah. We've had a lot of very interesting calls, a couple of really interesting nominals who we can research when we go back. Yeah, very positive, we're very pleased.
So plenty of calls, and interestingly, 2 of the calls have mentioned the same names, is that right?
The same guy, yeah, that's happened on 2 occasions.
Right.
The people who we're very interested in, and as I say, we'll do a lot of research into this when we get back. We're really pleased. Great,
and earlier when we were talking, we said this might hold the key, and we've had a cracking call on this.
We've had an excellent call, you know, really, I can't believe it, really.
So this is the money tin, just
This is the money tin, yeah, and there's an individual who's rung us to say that not too far away from the scene, they've actually found a tin that looks exactly like that one.
So what are you going to do?
Well, we've got police officers going out there now as we speak.
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight, absolutely, yeah. We've rung the lady back. She's got it there ready for us. The officers are on the way as we
And you'll
speak.
run forensics on that, Chris. Thanks very much. Great night.
Thank you.
Now, imagine getting a call to say that your husband has been shot at work. It's unthinkable, but it's what happened to Jean Stanton. Her husband, Jim, worked in a busy office in Aintree in Liverpool. 2 gunmen pulled up outside and opened fire. Well, I'm joined by DCI Dave Brunskill. What sort of response have you had tonight?
We've had some promising calls. In particular, a number of individuals have rang in, giving details of the same persons who they state were responsible for the offence, and I'd urge them to come forward and ring us again.
And it's information on the cars that you think could be crucial?
Yes, that's right. In particular, the Toyota Avensis, where was that kept before the murder and who was it passed on to? Also, the black Vauxhall Vectra, who was in that vehicle when it was seen in the Huyton area of Liverpool.
And extreme violence used in this case, but a reminder, a big, big reward here.
Yes, £20,000 has been put up for information leading to the arrest and conviction, and I'd urge anyone to ring into the incident room on 0151 777 8660 in order to speak to detectives regarding the case.
OK, Dave, thanks very much. Rav.
Next, we need your help with the murder of Patrick Mellard. He was stabbed in the back at the local park in Birmingham.
What happened in this park in May is baffling. A fight broke out between 2 men, and one of them, Patrick Mellard, ended up dead.
And I'm joined now by DA Neil Corrigan. Neil, what sort of response have you had tonight?
Rav, we haven't had that many calls, and I really do urge the community, come forward, be as brave as Leonie, think of the Mellard family, come forward and help the police.
That really is annoying because it was raining, but there was people out and about. I've been there. It's a busy park area, isn't it?
It's a busy park area. It's an arterial route through the city. I'm confident that there would have been people passing by at that time of day. I do urge them, come forward. I'll support them any way I can, and we'll try and treat the information in the strictest confidence.
You say you're going to support them, that there are going to be people, I'm sure, at home that must know something about this, but are too scared to come forward. Is there anything you can say that you can at least apply to do for them?
Please make contact with us. If they want to do that anonymously to begin with, that's fine. There is now new legislation in place which will allow us to help witnesses in that way.
Brilliant. Thank you very much and good luck with the appeal. Kirsty.
Thanks, Trav. Now, earlier we appealed for your help to find Mary and her daughter Anna. You remember, little Anna's only 2 years old. She requires a lot of medical attention and care. She's not getting it right now. The authorities are very worried. Pretty good news. We've had a fair amount of calls, some good potential sightings in the relevant areas. So thanks to everyone who called in on that. Very, very helpful.
Just got time to tell you about the CCTV now. We haven't had stacks of calls, which is slightly disappointing, but we showed you the Merseyside arson. These two guys here, we've had some good calls on them, a couple of calls actually naming exactly the same person involved in that torching of the minibus. Then we showed you the Prescott cash point thieves. These two guys here that were stealing money with a fraudulent card. We've had a good number of calls there and a possible sighting of one of those as well. And very quickly, the Newcastle nightclub GBH, the thuggish attack that was in there. This guy has been named with a quite strong-sounding call as well.
Right, our next case is one of the most bizarre we've featured. The victim, you'll remember, was 7 months pregnant. Halfway through the ordeal, her attacker stopped in mid-flow, asked her for a cup of coffee.
Go and get me a cup of coffee.
I can't move.
I said, go and get me a cup of coffee. No. Feed me with it. Feed me with it. On second thoughts, put it back on the table.
CS Gary Gornell, who's heading up the investigation, is with us. Really horrible attack, this one. Good response tonight?
A very positive response, certainly, yeah. We've had a number of calls, a number of names have been forwarded to us, and obviously we're researching them now as we speak.
While we've got the time and people's attention, let's just go through exactly what you know about the guy who perpetrated the attack, the important points.
Yeah, he's a light-skinned black man, age approaching his 40s, with quite a vivid scar on his face, probably 5 to 7 centimetres.
We think on the left cheek?
Probably on his left cheek. The victim's not quite sure about that. Okay. English accent, as opposed to a foreign or an African accent.
It was London accent, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Wearing a red body warmer.
Yeah, and this is really distinctive.
Yeah.
Body warmer, obviously, no arms, bright red. And also, was he carrying a red bag over his shoulder?
He was carrying a red bag as he left, which had black straps. The victim describes it as something maybe you take when you go camping.
And the victim said he filled the doorway. He was a big guy.
He's big. He's probably in excess of 6 foot, easily. Probably 6'2" to 6'4".
OK, thanks very much, Gary.
Quick update on my wall of shame. The first 4 were all involved in the kidnapping of the lorry driver and his load up in Yorkshire back in 2006. Let's go through them quickly. Alan Barr, James Healy, Neil Murphy and Darren O'Flaherty. All of those, we've had calls now, a handful in fact, one of which I'm told is very, very interesting. Then number 7, this guy here, Abdi Shakur Gakau. He was the one who was found guilty of the robbery. If you remember, he's now on the run. We've had 5 calls on him and 2 sightings, so very good work.
Busy old night. You can find all tonight's cases on our website at bbc.co.uk/crimewatch. If you've been a victim of crime, the victim support line is 0845 30 30 900. Crimewatch can be back on Wednesday, the 19th of November. From the production team and the detectives here, thanks so much for your calls. Until next time, bye-bye.